As an expert in the field of urban development and research, he has led the group that really introduced creative city research into Thailand. He's been actively working with the government as an entrepreneur on projects that are about increasing city competitiveness and economic success. And recent projects include the Bangkok skyline, an elevated walkway connecting two districts within the city. Anyway, I'll hand you over to Dr. Peeradorn. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And first, on behalf of TCDC, I would like to thank the British Council and people at the British Council and organizing committee for having us in this event. It's been very exciting for me. My talk is going to be about how Design Center can be a catalyst for urban revitalization. It's actually a case study of TCDC itself. TCDC, let me give you a little bit about background of TCDC. TCDC was established 13 years ago and served as a country learning resource center for design and creativity. It's working directly under office of the Prime Minister. It has a mission to use design to improve Thai economy and also the quality of life of Thai people. It promote the use of design and creativity, expand learning opportunity for Thai, and also support businesses and entrepreneurs. We introduced creative economy into Thailand about 10 years ago, and it has been using as one of the mechanisms in the National Development Plan. The last one, 11 plan, and the current one, the 12 plan, and it will be in the next few years. And also we introduced design thinking and service design as a tool to local entrepreneurs and the designer to help them develop the products and services. Just a second. Okay, we also opened another location throughout the country. The Chiang Mai is already open in 2013. The next one is in Khon Kaen in the northeast, and to the south we're going to have Songkhla in 2020. And the two new locations in the northeast and to the south have been supported by the current government, an army government. They really know how to use design activity to really help the country. And the design and creative economy policy, it was the only policy that got carried over from government to government to the current government. Another data that really support us in working harder is from the survey of Ministry of Finance. We discovered that design entrepreneur and creative business owner, their average revenue increased 26% after using TCDC facilities and resources. As a design center or creative industry, you really need to have this kind of data to convince the government to support you. Everything that you can quantify into numbers, you really need to do that. At the beginning, we maybe same as we are creatives, we are designers. We have to be good friend with economists, and they can help us quantify everything. The project I'm going to talk about is the relocation of TCDC to Jeranpung district. One day, 4 years ago, I got a call from TCDC director, asked me to have a meeting. They called me up, we should have a meeting. It's an urgent meeting. I said, where are we going to meet? We're going to meet at the TCDC office that used to be in a shopping center. He said, no, we're going to meet in Jeranpung district. I asked why, and they said, okay, don't ask, just meet me there. And they asked me to meet at the Grand Postal building. It's the building on the right. That's where we have a meeting. It's a decayed old building. It used to have a service of Thailand Postal Company, and it has been abandoned. And TCDC asked me, is it a good idea for us to move there? We really need a permanent location. I told them it's quite a big job. It's easier for you to get a budget and build a new building. And they said they're really interested in using this building because of the history and the architecture. And they also asked me if I'm interested in working with them to find out what's going on around the district, because it's the first time that they're going to move out from the building into the city. Okay, I said, let's do that together. West Jerangung district. This is a map of Thailand, and Bangkok is in the middle. Just a second. And Jerangung is actually not very far from Ratanakosin Island. You know, the dot in the middle is where the Grand Palace is. It's actually in the middle is Yawara, Chinatown. This painting explains everything about the location of this area. On the right, you see the royal family. The middle is the Chinese, and to the left is the Western people. It's actually where they settled, in Bangkok. The name of Jerangung is the first road of Thailand, and we call it New Road. This is a picture of Jerangung in the past. You see they have electric tramway. They're very equipped with modern transportation. The red dot here is where the Western businesses cluster in that area, and also embassies and consulate located in that area as well. The location of Mandarin Oriental Hotel, the East Asiatic, the Trade Worldwide, Assumption Cathedral, the central of Catholic community. But what happened to Jerangung? The British Embassy relocated to Wireless Road, a relocation of General Post Office because they expand their company, and it's getting small for them. And the district not suitable for expansion because of the new law. The landlord don't know how to use this existing building. The district also don't have support and uses for different group of people. This is what we have left in the district. We have very nice historical building, but no one use it because they don't really know how to do an adaptive reuse. In this district, we have quite a diverse community. We have Muslim, we have Catholic, and we have Buddhists, living together, and also a long history and a very rich culture. Before we decided to move, we do a business survey. We go in, each block and see what's really going on around outside. We, do a survey like very detailed. We knock on every door, and what we discovered is we found that Jerangung is actually a jewelry and silverware district. It's about 24% of businesses and shop houses in that area. Another data that's very interesting is the abandoned shop houses. It's about 23%, about 140 something shop houses. We see that this is quite an opportunity if we can do something about it. Also, we found that there are many creative activities such as gallery hopping. It's also where art galleries cluster in that area. Also, they have creative activities such as street art, book group. This is the diagram that we used to convince the government. We said the city needs something. The city, in order for Bangkok to be very competitive, you need to have cultural facilities and cultural facility in the city, in the district. This is what we need. And we proposed this diagram, and we proposed a crossing bridge, a pedestrian bridge crossing to across the river, the first one. Across the river is actually an icon of a large mixed-use development designed by Norman Foster. This is the building that we're going to move in. We have an ambitions. We want to demonstrate how to use value creation in an old asset, and it's also an opportunity for the Design Center to act as a catalyst to revitalize historical district, also bringing design closer to community. This is also the slide that when we talked with the government to get a budget, we said that actually right now, when we talk about competitiveness, we're not talking about the country, we're talking about city, and each city need to have very strong district. And for a country to be competitive, for a city to be competitive, you need an intellectual capital and innovation facilities. And facility like TCDC will help country move forward. Then we organize open competition. We got the winner. Now it's under construction. We also doing a new programming and services. We use service design to reevaluate our service. And we're transforming resource center. It used to be resource center into a full-scale creative hub in the Jerangung district. This is the diagram of the program. service diagram. Along with the development of the project, it's alerted business community in the area, and they got together. They think that they want to be part of the development of the district. They got together and they established a creative district foundation in order to be a new platform, because they want to be involved with urban development. They want to be involved with the district development. This has happened naturally. From then on, they have a meeting every 2 months, and this is a platform that can engage private and public sector and also community to talk about the future of the district. While TCDC is under construction, we have an outreach program in Jerankum. We have a workshop, introduce Jerankum to new generation. We have a project called Co-Create Jerankum. I also work on this project with my colleague here, Chan Kwan Pong Ayuchi, is here with me today. And this is the project where we reach out to the people. We identify 10 stakeholders in the district, and we talk with them, do a focus group using design thinking to get an insight from them, and then have them co-create a public space that they really want. And this is very useful because we get to know them better. And in the end, we have a solution, a public space that they really want to use. And we create a 3-day test day that we build a public space that used for 3 days and recorded the data and see how people react to new public space that they have. We create a new riverfront project. We put in a green space in front of the building. We reconnecting local alley together to enhance business inside the community. And another one is we do adaptive reuse for abandoned shop houses. And this project is the one that got further because after that we do another research survey, and we found that there are many buildings also still abandoned. We talking with Crown Property Group because they are the largest property owner in the district, and they are interested in working with TCDC to use an old abandoned shop houses to put in a new program. We also do an evaluation of the district using a creative district components and driver, and we think right now the district already have strong community stakeholders. If TCDC move in, we're going to have a cultural institution. We have incubation facilities of the new service. We have creative cluster because we have 30,000 members going to move into the district. We can be part of creative ecology. We will provide workspace, and the change that happened. The local investment is increasing. Creative events is happen to be that location. People engage more with the district, and this number is coming up and rising. We really need to have economic development plan, district programming, district branding, marketing. This is a lot of work in the future, but we already plan to do that in the next 10 years. This is the picture of before and after. The design center will open next Friday. We're going to have soft opening for 3 days soft opening. If you happen to be in Bangkok, please stop by. We have music, we have everything. This is a rendering of the new TCDC. This is the library. It's on the rooftop, and they're putting a final touch right now. This is the photo that I did get from them. It's the material resources, maker space. And this is the rooftop, roof garden. This is the library and co-working space on the roof. This is the main entrance. This is the poster of the event, 3 days event next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Peeradorn. That was a fascinating talk. Next, it's my real pleasure